Welcome back to Mental Health Matters. Welcome back to a brand new channel. And it's been a while because life happens, but we are back and we will be talking more about mental health and how we can better ourselves, how we can navigate our everyday life and just take care of ourselves in the process. So, for today, I am going to be breaking down the idea of putting yourself first. I think that putting ourselves first is quite a foreign thing. I don't think that as human beings, we just get to this world and instantly begin to put ourselves first. I don't think that you grow up and then that you're supposed to put yourself first. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of role modeling, your environment, where you grew up, how you were raised, all of that will affect that whole idea of putting yourself first. Some people don't know what it is. Some people they can't identify. They don't know what is putting yourself first. Um, and fortunately for some people, they're able to do that. They know, they're assertive. They know how to put themselves first. They were taught that it's important to always put yourself first before someone else, to always help yourself first before you help someone else, to always attend to yourself before you attend to anything or anybody else. And like I said, those people are fortunate, but for the most part of the world, or most of us, I think we had to learn. We had to learn. And unfortunately, sometimes, if not most of the time, you will learn through the harshest experiences about, taking care of yourself and putting yourself first. So that's exactly what I want to lay out on the table, because I think that we are, at a point in time where a lot of things are questionable in terms of why people act the way that they do, why people behave in the ways that they behave, and why do people go through the things that they go through. And throughout the conversations that I've had with various people, it seems like from any kind of conversation really of maybe somebody that is, that is concerned about their lives and something that's not working out in their lives, something that keeps on repeating, patterns that keep on repeating, things that keep on happening to you, bad things that keep on happening to you. And you're just like, why? And it's the same thing, it's like a pattern, it's the same thing. Typical example being attracting the same kind of person or partner, attracting the same type of friends, going through the same experiences in whatever it is that you do, and you're wondering as to why. Why am I constantly going through this? Why? And a lot of people end up giving up, of course, and expecting less, because you're thinking, I am putting this out, I'm putting myself out there, and yet I'm attracting this. I'm putting myself out there, and yet this bad thing keeps on happening. What is the issue? And for as long as we are human beings, I think we will constantly ask that question. But unfortunately, it seems like I feel like everything is so unfortunate about everything that I'm saying. So this is crazy. But anyway, what I'm just trying to say is it seems like we are the ones who eventually have to figure that out. There's nobody that's going to figure that out for you. There's no one that is going to help you really pinpoint, what is the problem. Usually it's internal. Usually you have to go through an awakening. And for some people, yes, other people can help them awaken. They can help them realize that something is, not cracking, especially coaches, therapists, counselors, and so on. They can just help you, guide you into that space where you'll be able to realize that something about me is just not cracking and I need to make a change. I need to adjust a few things and so on. But also, we have a problem where people are not comfortable with holding themselves accountable. People are not comfortable with accountability. Um, I mean, look at how if you were to say to somebody, you did this and it's wrong, or you made a mistake, or I don't like what you did, please rectify it. It becomes an issue. People get offended, people get upset. It blows out of proportion. So imagine that kind of situation. And then imagine you having to admit to yourself that you're actually on the wrong. It takes a lot. And that's the problem. That is the fundamental issue. That is the main thing at the core that is preventing us from actually getting to that place where we realize that there are things about me that I need to adjust, there are things about me that I need to change in order for me not to experience the same damn thing over and over again, not to experience the same person over and over again. I need to make some changes. I need to make some adjustments. But it takes a lot of accountability. So let's connect it to putting yourself first. We are used to, you have to do this, you have to show up like this, you have to be this kind of person in society. You always have to think about, your family and your friends. And yes, you have to think about your family and your friends. You have to think about the people that are connected to you. You have to think about the people that raised you. You have to think about your community. You are part of a community. That's really important. But then when do you actually get the time to think about yourself? And it's not even about the time to think about yourself, but what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about yourself? And if once again you had to ask yourself that question, let's say you're just introspecting by yourself and you just want to ask yourself that question, most of the time it's all the negative things like, I need to lose some weight, I need to gain some weight, I don't really like this, I don't really like my hair, I don't like this, I don't have enough money, I don't this, I don't have that. That's it. That's the first thing that most people will just say, because already that shows us that the self concept, the way you view yourself, the what you think about yourself is based on other people, is based on the world, is based on external things, societal standards, what the world is telling you, who you are comparing yourself to. Already a lot of people box themselves. We box ourselves because what we do is, number one, you're going to look at the fact that, oh, I'm black, I'm African, I'm South African, I am 29 years old, I work this kind of job, I get this kind of money, I drive this kind of car, I live in this kind of house or home, I do this and do. Already there are categories, already the stuff that just help you to box yourself. And we don't really have the space, the time, like I said, and even the ability to recognize ourselves, to put ourselves first and acknowledge ourselves and really and truly acknowledge who we are. Acknowledge all the things that you've been through. Acknowledge all the things that you're doing. Acknowledge all the times that you've survived. Acknowledge all the times that is putting yourself first. And once again, in this external world, in this outer world, in this digital world that we live in, putting yourself first means that you're going to take yourself out. Putting yourself means that you're going to buy something expensive for yourself. Putting yourself means that you're not going to be able go for a meal or something that you don't like. You're always going to go for your favorite thing. And this, I am not here to defy that. I'm not against that. Of course, I'm going to put myself, if I'm paying money and if I'm out there, I'm shopping, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, I am going to put myself first. I am going to look for exactly what is it that I need, what is it that I want. You know, if I'm experiencing a certain type of service, I want the best service. I will put myself first because I am giving a certain amount of money or something, and I need to get the best in return. That's standard. But I am talking about recognizing, acknowledging yourself. Do you know? Do you know yourself? Do you know that you matter? Do you know that you have made it through so many things and you are here and you're doing the best that you can every day? Do you know that you've reached so many goals that you set for yourself? Do you know what's going on with yourself? Do you know what's going on with yourself? It seems like we can't see ourselves, yet we can see a lot of people. We absolutely acknowledge everything and anything about the world. We are so quick to do that, but we cannot acknowledge ourselves. We cannot see ourselves. And that is putting yourself first. Because if you are able to acknowledge yourself, if you're able to constantly look at yourself and be like, I've been through 1, 2, and 3. This is how I survived. This is how I made it. Right now, I'm at this point in my life. This is the steps these are the steps that I'm taking to the next level, or to get what I want, or to get what I need. Then you would definitely know when people are crossing the line, when your boundaries are being disrespected. You would definitely know where your mental health system is. You would know if you are mentally healthy. You would know if you're having a bad mental health day, you're just feeling down. You would know exactly what you need, even when you have to ask for help, even when you have to ask for assistance from other people. You will be able to pinpoint exactly what is it that you need. For the times that I've had the courage to ask, for the times that people around me have had the courage to ask me, what's wrong? What is it that you need? Do you need any help? And for the times that I didn't know how to answer that question, I figured that I had no idea at that point as to what is going on with me. I had not introspected. I had not thought about it. I am feeling what I'm feeling. I'm going through what I'm going through, but I have no idea as to what is going on with me. Therefore, how can the next person help me? How can the next person help me if I don't know exactly what's up with me? And how can I continue to say I am living my best life, or I'm trying to reach this goal, I'm trying to be this girl, I'm trying to be this, and I'm trying to be that, if I don't really know what's going on with me at the moment? Because also, if I don't know what's going on with me at the moment, then it's easy for me to identify as somebody else and something else. I'll just go with the wind. Wherever it takes me, I'm just there. I'm just there. I'm just trying to be this. I'm just trying to be that. I'm just trying to fit in. I'm just trying to do this. I'm feeling the pressure. I'm there and I'm there. The trends, this, that. It's so easy because you don't know. So anything that looks nice, anything that looks attractive on somebody else, you are definitely going to go for it. You're just definitely going to go, like, let me try that on. Because you don't know your size, you don't know what really works for your body, you don't know what really works for your, I don't know, your eye color, something like that. Just an example, but just to show that we take ourselves so lightly, and yet we wonder why are things not working out. I'm going through the same thing. It's because you really don't know what you want, and you don't know where you are, you're not acknowledging yourself, and primarily you don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. And when it comes to also the idea of putting ourselves first, I think it is also highly, highly influenced by background, like I said before, culture. It is influenced by, certain things, even religion, culture, traditional customs, and so on. I think they also shape this whole thing of this whole idea of putting yourselves first, because I mean, I'm just going to be honest. As a Black child growing up in South Africa, I don't I don't recall being told that, you know I matter and I need to put myself first. And even though maybe those exact words were not used, put yourself first, but I don't recall something similar, something that is around the idea of self-love and putting yourself first and acknowledging yourself first. It has always been about other people. It has always been about other people. At school, it has always been about what the teachers expect from you. Obviously, what your parents expect from you. What kind of child do you need to be? What society expects from you. And then you grow up and you grow up and you go into these spaces. Maybe you pursue a job or a career or whatever. And already that expectation is like from the onset, for some of us, there's no putting yourself first. It's just you need to be this kind of child. You need to be this kind of girl. You need to be this kind of female. You need to be this. You need to be this kind of boy. You need to, all the way through. It's like a whole staircase. It continues on and on. It goes on and on into your adulting. It goes on and on. And here's the thing. When it's time for you to choose, because one of the benefits of adulting, I suppose, besides paying bills and whatnot, is choosing. You get to choose. You get to choose. You get to make a lot of choices. In fact, each and every day you're making choices about where you want to go, which direction do you want, what options, and so on. When it's time for you to choose, it's very difficult. It is extremely difficult. You will just go for anything, like I said, that is attractive, anything that just goes, for you, because you don't truly know. And for us that have grew up in those kinds of backgrounds and so on, where the idea of putting yourself first was foreign, and it still is, unfortunately, you have to learn. You have to learn through your experiences. You have to introspect. You have to reflect. You have to be the kind of person that is constantly thinking about their lives, constantly thinking about where do I come from? Where am I? Where am I going? And yes, you can't dwell on all three, because that can create a lot of stress, that can create a lot of tension, overthinking. You start thinking, if I should have done this and I should have done that. You start having regrets and so on. It spirals down into something that can be toxic. But what you can do is look at where you are right now in the present moment. That will tell you everything. That will tell you everything. Are you content where you are? What's going on? Why are you still where you are? Is it what you've always wanted? Are you planning to move that, shift that, do something about that? It all depends on where you are and how you're feeling right now in this moment and what you're thinking. That is your compass. That is something that is going to lead you and guide you into learning how to put yourself first, learning where to put your boundaries and limits and to say no. Like I said in the past previous episodes, about learning why it's important to say no. Why is it important to say no? It's those kinds of things that are influenced by putting yourself first. If you're struggling with that, of course, you're not going to be able to do that. That is something that will be extremely difficult, even impossible for you. So this is what I wanted to come through with, just to connect everything. And I don't know if you've noticed, but every episode is connected. It's all connected. It's all connected. You can't do the other without the other. You can't do the other without the other. It's all connected. It's just one thing at the end of the day. So I hope that we can be encouraged or feel encouraged to actually reflect about your life. Have a moment and think about yourself. Just think about yourself. Are you good? What's going on? What is it that you need? Where you going? Where you've been? How you feeling? Think about yourself. Take a moment to think about yourself, and that will really help you a lot. That will be a great starting point for you. So I hope this was enlightening and it is able to guide us into taking care of ourselves, into nurturing ourselves, and just giving yourself the love that you probably never receive from anybody else. People can love you, people can acknowledge you, but the love that you have for yourself, it's the greatest. That is the one. That is unconditional, that is supposed to be unconditional and is not supposed to be changed by any circumstances or what other people are thinking or feeling. It's all about you and putting yourself first and doing what you can for yourself so that you can actually be able to help other people and, spread all of that throughout. So thank you so much. I hope we are taking care of ourselves, and I'll definitely see us in our next episode. Bye.